Is Monday, September 9th. This is Jaguars Happy Hour. Jaguars Happy Hour is brought to you by Jet Home Loans. And now, a guy who'd rather take a spider out than kill it. So they went out, had a couple drinks, nice guy. Apparently he's a web designer. J.P. Shadrick.
I have no idea. Welcome in. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. This is Monday, September 9th, after Week 1 Overreaction Monday. And welcome in. The first hour is presented by Jet Home Loans from the Hyundai Studios of the Miller Electric Center. We've got a busy 2 hours ahead on 1010XL, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube. 20-17, Dolphins, a walk-off winner with a field goal in the final gun over the Jaguars. Jags' second half offense disappeared. We'll get into some reasons maybe behind that. Well, fourth quarter offense. It was one good drive. Jaguars' defensive debut. How did it go? We'll keep it real, as we always do. And Fanatics fan questions. And we'll go around the National Football League in week number 1. And we welcome in CBS Sports senior writer Pete Prisco and Hall of Fame left tackle Tony Boselli joining us now. All right. Jags had a 17-7 lead, had a chance a yard away from making it a 3-score game late third, and they lose. Good afternoon, Pete.
They puked away a game. That's what they did. They puked away a game. Had no business losing that football game. And when this season is over, they're going to look back at that one and say, how the hell did we lose that game? No business losing the game at all. There's a variety of reasons why they did. Obviously, the fumble going into the end zone, first and foremost, can't happen, shouldn't happen. Game's over if he scores there. But they just blew that game. There's no way they should have ever lost that football game. That's a great choke job. If you want to start a season off with a choke job, they did it.
Hi, Tony.
Yeah. They played 3 quarters of a football game. And I mean, everyone's going to go to the ETN fumble, which is the biggest play of the game, no doubt about it. But, I mean, Pete, you know this, the NFL, you always can look back. There's like 5-6 plays that kind of determine the outcome, change momentum, get you going or don't. And I think you can go back to the first half, even though they had the lead 17-7. I thought they squandered, they got lucky on a big play that should have been a touchdown. Tua flat missed Tyreek Hill, who was wide open. So they were fortunate there. They dodged one. They had great field position a couple times. Once because Mike McDaniel going for it on fourth down, they got stops. They didn't do anything with that, really. They didn't take advantage of it. If anything, I thought they had an opportunity when they were clearly the team playing better in the first half to go in with a much bigger lead. And now they finished the half strong. They had the 2-minute drive. I thought that was outstanding. There's some good things there. They had the long drive coming off the goal line for the first touchdown, or maybe the second touchdown. So they did good things in the first half, but I also think they left some money on the table in the first half. And then they come out in the second half, and Miami came out of the locker room and kind of punched them right in the mouth. And outside of the one long drive that ended with the ETN fumble, they didn't do much. I mean, they were terrible on third down, 2 for 10. Once again, third and short, fourth and short, Achilles heel, can't extend drives. And the
2 drops killed 2 drives.
Yes.
2 big drops, so self-inflicted wounds that would have extended drives. Those are plays you have to make. Because you make those plays, you move the chains, you don't know. I mean, those are momentum plays. Those change games. And then, getting the ball back with tie game at 4:22, it's sitting right there for you to go win. And
let's start that drive with a run.
I'm okay with that, Pete. Whatever. Well, they start with a run. They got sacked 2 times in a row after that.
Well, because you're in second and long, and then you're in third and long. I mean, why not start dictating the tempo when you're trying to go get the points? I didn't like that call. First down call, I didn't like at all. And by the way, I thought they got way too conservative in the second half. They were playing not to lose rather than to win.
Yeah, I don't think so. I would disagree with that. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you get the ball back, 4:22, go block. Go make plays. Go run. Get open. You got to do better. Be better in the pocket.
Okay, the first half, 5 of 7 for 102 yards and a touchdown on passes over 20 yards. Or was it 10 yards? Over 10 yards. You know how many attempts he had in the second half over 10 yards? 1.
That was the drop.
Yeah. 1. And now you changed the way you were playing. I mean, and Miami tightened up a little bit. Don't get me wrong. Like on the one sack at the end of the game, if you look at the sack, there is nobody. They are all covered. Every single one of them.
Be great. They're playing 2-man. Everyone plays 2-man. It's a hard coverage to beat sometimes. If you don't have the right route combination. But you know what else happens in 2-man? A team that we played 2 weeks ago, no one wants to play 2-man because their quarterback runs for 30 yards. Because everyone's back, to the guy. So you got to protect. You can't get beat on the edge by Jalen Phillips if you're Anton Harrison.
No, and he had a bad game, by the way. We'll get into much of that.
Because guess what? If Trevor can't find anyone, he is athletic enough to go run and go get the first down.
And then the next one was he held the ball because nobody was open.
Yeah.
That was that one. He held
That's
the ball.
what I'm talking about. That's the one where they were all every single one of them.
Yeah,
was
but
covered.
everyone was covered. But again, and I know that Jalen ran the hump, but if you watch the play, great, because I hold Anton Harrison in high regard. You got to finish guys. We don't finish people, in my opinion.
No, and they don't finish them in the run game in a lot of situations either.
And so, I mean, that's you have to go win the game. Like, listen, you're gonna fumble. Bad things are gonna happen to you in a football game. Adversity is gonna come. Good teams overcome adversity.
Well, and you know what? Adversity is going to come, and then you add to the adversity by creating your own. I mean, what the hell are you going for it in your own end for?
I don't understand that.
I mean, that is look. The Chargers coach got fired for doing stupid things like that. I mean, that's moronic. Your defense had played pretty well the entire game. Why? If it was okay, I thought this game was going to be a shootout. If it was a shootout, then maybe you could justify it a little bit, maybe. But there's no reason or no way you could justify that there. None. And they even got away with it because they missed the field goal.
They got away with it.
Those are the kind of things that trip it the other way even more. You give the other team a little bit more momentum, and your guys start looking around wondering what the hell is going on. Punt them deep into the end, play defense, get the ball back, and go play. That's way too emotional, and I've said it many, many a time on this show, and I'll say it again. They have to take the emotion of fourth down decisions out of the equation and play football. Play the way the game is supposed to be played, and the way the game is supposed to be played in that situation is to punt the damn football.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I especially don't understand it. And this has been your Achilles heel for now, second season in a row.
Yeah.
And was the offensive line better at times than they were last year? Yeah, I think Mitch Morris is a great addition. And I think he helps quite a bit in the middle. But was it a physical, like, drive people off the ball type of day? No, I thought Bigsby had some great cuts and hit some great seams and exploded and did a great job getting to the second level. And at times, guys up front stayed on their blocks, even if it's a stalemate. You let because Bigsby's a guy who will run through arm tackles. But I don't like, you get stuffed on 3rd and 1. I mean, you're going backwards. The right side's, right.
Well, that was on the right guard. Let's be real.
You're going backwards. So at that point, it's like, if you're going to go for it in 4th and 1, I would not in that situation backed up, but that's in a tied game where your defense is playing well. But the only way is that offensive line better earn the right to go for it on 4th and 1. And I don't think they have. You got to earn it. Go show them you can push them off the ball. Go show them that you can maul people. Go show them that you're more physical than the other guy. And I just did not understand it at all.
And then you run wide.
Yeah, they were in left on that.
mean,
Cam Robinson missed a block, right?
And I watched Doug today. Cam Robinson was terrible on that play.
I don't know what he was doing. I don't know.
He didn't even try and block. It didn't even look like he got a piece of the guy almost. It was.
I don't know what that technique is. I don't know what his assignment is. That's a mystery to me.
It's come off the ball and stare at the guy as he goes knifing behind through you. But here's the thing. Doug said today, and Tony, kind of goes back to what you just said. Why didn't they throw the ball more in the second half or throw the ball down the field in the second half? And Doug said, well, we thought our offensive linemen were getting physical and we could run the ball, and that's why. You're right, though. They ran the ball a little bit okay. But did you ever – I'm with you. You never thought they were blowing them off the ball. Never.
And I was – because I watched Doug's press conference, and I heard him say the same thing. And when he said it, I'm like – because I watched the all 22 this morning. I even went back and watched the fourth quarter again after I watched his press conference. I'm like, did I miss something? Was I not?
No.
And watching the tape, watching it live, I thought, okay, they're doing a better job of getting on guys and staying on guys, at least covering them up. It wasn't like a ball job. They had some good double teams at times, no doubt about it. Like, there was good things, just like any game. There's good and bad. But at no moment did I feel like they were mauling and out physicaling the other side. I didn't get that sense. And so when he said that, I was like, man, I didn't see it that way. Now, in the heat of the game, I've been in games before where you feel something and it feels different than what you go watch on tape. No doubt about that. We've all done that. We've all been in games where you feel like you play terrible and you go watch the tape. You're like, hey, it was not as bad as I thought. And then you think where you play outstanding and you're just killing people and you're like, oof, that wasn't as good as I thought. So I get in the heat of the game, you can have certain feelings. And I did think Tank was running the ball very well. And I would have probably gone even more Tank in that game just because I thought he had the hot hand. I thought he was running better than Travis in yesterday's game. And there'll be games this year where Travis is running better. So you go with the hot hand with Travis.
And there were a couple, and in fairness to the offensive line, there were a couple times where Tank had a front side run and he kind of danced and went to the backside. I
saw twice that. Now, one he did it and it ended up in a big run.
I know, but but if you look at the play side where it's supposed to go, a couple times he had lanes there and took him back to the other side. He should have done that, but he'll get better at that. That's instinct. That's just he'll get a feel for that kind of run. I just thought I'm gonna put this out there. I think their run game is really restricted by the right guard. I mean, the right guard's okay in pass protection. He holds up a little bit there. He was okay, but he can't move. I mean, Calais Campbell's a big man. I get it. He's a big physical man. What is he, 60 now, Calais Campbell?
Yeah.
I mean, but there were times where he just like he didn't even when he got on him, he didn't hold it. I mean, I think it was the first play of the game. First run play of the game, he got abused in there. And then the third and short, he got abused in there. His run blocking is an issue. And so the right tackle kind of bled along with him and didn't hold his blocks either in the run game because he wasn't good in pass protection or in the run game, the right tackle. So the right side of the line was much more of a problem than the left side. And the left side had their moments. Don't get me wrong. I thought Cam was okay in pass protection. I don't know what you thought, Tony. He was okay in pass protection. Not great. But run game missed a couple assignments. The left guard was okay. I thought he did a solid job. And Tony, you said that too. And then the center was actually good. I mean, he was good.
I thought Mitch played well.
Hey, we've got plenty ahead. We've got to get to defense at some point. We'll come back around to the offensive line.
I want to finish this, and then we'll and I know we got to go to break. But that was the one thing, Pete, listening to Doug's press conference, I was a little bit that one comment took me aback. And then I thought it was really interesting, Doug's comments around the defensive coaches have to coach them up. So I thought that was an interesting comment.
We will hear both of those coming up shortly. Plenty ahead on 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube, JP Shadrick, Tony Boselli, Pete Prisco. PRI Productions, the Southeast full-service event company, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com and learn more. We're off and running after a Jags loss in Week 1. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans.
We need to define a great deal in today's new home market because the so-called great deals that you find on every corner just aren't the same as the incredible opportunities you'll find with a new Dreamfinders home. How about 2.99% in year one in one of Dreamfinder's 15 communities across North Florida? Now that's a great deal. 2.99% interest rate in year one and a beautiful new Dreamfinders home. Visit DFHSalesEvent.com for our largest savings of the year on move-in ready homes. That's DFHSalesEvent.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Facing cancer takes a lot of determination, strength, and support. And you'll get it all at Baptist MD Anderson Cancer Center. Determination from world-renowned doctors, giving you specialized treatment with cutting-edge technology and research. Strength and support from a dedicated team, caring for you completely, during and after treatment. Don't face cancer with anything less than the team at Baptist MD Anderson. Appointments available at baptistmdanderson.com.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbecue.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
You love free. And at Ameris Bank, so do we. That's why we're proud to offer worry-free, hassle-free Ameris Bank free checking. Manage your money your way with convenient access to digital, mobile, and telephone banking, all with no monthly service fee or minimum balance requirements. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. For more information or to open an account, visit our local bankers in person or online at amerisbank.com/free checking. Other fees such as overdraft fees may apply. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elace, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elace.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
We were in cover 2, and unfortunately, I'll say this, and I'll never do this. We have to coach the play better.
Head coach Doug Peterson earlier today in his press conference the day after a loss to the Miami Dolphins, 20-17. That was in reference to the 63-yard pass and catch for Jalen Waddle of the Dolphins early in the third quarter. Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli, and Zip Chair is perfect customized furniture for Jags fans for your home. Check out zipchair.com and browse all customizable options. Zip Chair furniture for fans. So that's an interesting comment. You guys referenced that and the way he said it, and then he actually again repeated that when he was asked to follow up about the play. We have to coach the play better. That's all he said. And it's the first day of a new defense in the regular season.
Well, Ryan Nielsen should have looked at him and said, well, maybe you shouldn't go for it on 4th and 1 when you're in your own end. You want to call me out, I'll call you out. How's that?
I was surprised. I was surprised at the comment. because, and I'm not saying that they don't need to coach maybe a bunch of things better. I mean, like, everyone needs to get better. I mean, it's the NFL. I mean, you learn, you watch, you make adjustments. I mean, that's what every team's doing today. I mean, every team, especially the good ones, win, lose, or draw, are looking at the tape and saying, what do we need to do better? How do we need to put our guys in better positions? What are some of the coaching? How can we coach them better? How can they play better? How can we call it better? I mean, that's what you should be doing. I mean, that's normal. But I was surprised because you don't see it very often, Pete, and you know this. You've been covering the league longer than I have. You don't see that from head coaches very often, especially in a situation where your defense only gave up 20 against the number one scoring offense in the NFL last year.
And in the early part of the season, really the number one scoring offense in the league. Remember? Because that's what they are in September and October.
That's right.
Like, that's what surprised, like.
And he even referenced it in that bite right there. He's like, I don't normally do this. However, he was almost stopping for a moment.
But he didn't call out a play.
He goes, I don't do this, and then he did it.
He did it anyway.
Right. But
I was like, wow. I was like, this is crazy.
Well, they were in cover 2.
Yeah.
And so the cross comes all the way across.
So what happens is they have an underneath like in route.
Right. So either the safety has to take that and the corner has to sink, or the other way around, right? So corner would carry him. Corner could carry him, and then the safety takes that cross, the deep over. That's what they could do.
Deep over. While I was going deep over, you had
Hill on an end cut,
like an 18-yard in
dig.
Dig.
Yeah.
And Antonio Johnson jumped the dig because there's a big hole. Just so everyone knows, cover 2 is 2 deep safeties. The corners have the underneath, like the flat. They're really run defenders in the run, but they're the underneath. And now they care if there's no flat defender or flat offensive player.
And there wasn't.
No, the corner should carry it.
Right.
But that corner is kind of sitting there because Tyreek runs in, but he never sees. The corner's not going to see the deep over from the other side. So that safety drops, and now you have the backside safety who's Andre Cisco, who has to cover a lot of ground to run that down. So it's a very good play design. It's a cover 2 beater.
Yeah, but Johnson came running up, which he never should have done.
If he sits back, they're gonna hit Hill on the in route.
Yeah, so the way when he talks about coaching it up better, the way he's got to play that is you can play it 2 ways. You know that, Tony. You can play that 2 ways. The safety can drive on that, and then the corner can sink if there's no threat. But even if the corner sinks and he might be able to make a play, they could complete the short route, but there's nobody there, so there was no threat in the short area.
No, but the deep end, if you're playing cover 2, that deep end, that's not the safety's not supposed to chase that guy. I mean, the corner's not supposed to chase that guy in, I don't think. I mean, I'm not a DB coach expert or coverage expert. I'm just saying that's a cover 2 beater.
In 2-man, he would take him though.
2-man, but this was not 2-man. It was just flat, straight cover 2, and so it puts that safety in a bind. And I'm pretty sure 2 is reading Antonio Johnson, the safety. If he jumps the dig, he's hitting the over.
Well, let's flip it to the other side. When Hill had his play, that was on Cisco. That's just a terrible play.
Did he slip?
Well,
did Cisco slip in the back end before that, or no?
No, I think what happened, if you watch it, Tyreek Hill, everyone's so afraid of Tyreek Hill's speed. And so he sells it enough where Cisco thinks he's going to just run by him. And so you can see Cisco kind of turn his hips and kind of
run to open to the middle.
Open up to the middle because Tyreek is going to go. So this is the –
that's
you have to see all 22.
But he definitely that's on Cisco though.
Yeah, no, it's a tough play. You get the fastest guy in the NFL, and
Tua had time to throw it too. By the way,
it was all play action pass. It was great.
Well, and Tua's trying to throw the RPO quick throw, and somebody jumped up and took his sight lines away right there, and took that away, and then he reloads and throws it again. You know what that goes back to? There's no pressure. If you can stand there, that throw shouldn't be available. I don't care how fast Tyreek Hill is. Tua was throwing the RPO quick. Somebody got their hands up, I think, in front of him, and he didn't throw it. And then he reloaded and threw that. That should never happen when you're rushing the passer.
Well, if you go watch the action, They do a good job up front of selling the run.
Right.
And so all the pass rushers are defending the run for a second. Then it takes you a little bit of time to get them going again. So it was good. Listen, it was a good play. And you got the fastest guy in the NFL. And everyone's afraid of his speed over the top. And Cisco didn't play it great. He was worried about Hill running by him. Opened his hips just for that slight second, and that's all you need. And then he flattened the route out. And it was a great read by Tua. And
well, he was one. I mean, he was just one of the 44 defensive players they played on Sunday.
I mean, they were rotating guys
Oh
all
my
day.
God.
Foye Oluokun only played 85% of the snaps. That's crazy. He's off the field some.
I don't mind rotating a lot because if you have guys, you can do it. But sometimes when you get rotation like that, you get into key situations. You have guys in there that shouldn't be in there. And I'm going to go down late in the game on the 3rd and short. You know who the defensive tackles were in the game on that play?
I don't remember.
Lacey and Smith.
Yeah, I saw Mason Smith, yeah.
I mean, shouldn't your best guys be on the field in that situation when you're trying to not let them get a field goal? Am I wrong, Tony? Am I wrong in that situation? Because that's how I see it.
I would agree with you.
And then the rotation to the safety, it plays 64 safeties in five different spots.
Well, part of it was because Cisco was cramping.
But Edmonds came in and
Edmonds came in for Cisco's because Cisco.
Yeah, but that was only 6 plays, but they still moved them all around everywhere.
Cisco was playing.
What is Savage playing?
He plays nickel.
He plays safety too. He plays in the deep middle sometimes. Yes, he did.
I'm just telling you, he plays nickel. I mean, they played.
Where was Jones playing when Jones was in the game then?
Yeah, because they played nickel.
Yeah, they rotated him around. Yeah, right.
When they played dime, they put Jones at nickel and they put Savage back. But Savage is their number 1 nickel.
Right. And Savage was okay in the nickel. I think Jones is going to be a really good player.
Yeah, I thought he had a very good first outing as a rookie.
He'd be my nickel. I'll be honest. I've said it all along. He'd be my nickel.
So
what do they? So overall assessment of the defense. Yeah, I mean they gave up 400 yards, but 185 of those were on 3 plays.
No, they count.
I know. I'm just saying they don't count.
He does that. If you gave up 3 80-yard plays and you lost 21 to nothing, would you say you only gave up 3 80-yard plays?
Bad day at the office. Bad day. Right.
They all count.
I thought the defense was just okay. I mean, you give them credit for what they did, but there were moments like that. Those 2 plays, you mentioned them, but like the run defense gave up that bad. No, the pass play to the back out of the backfield. They all had about 8 shots at him. He should have never had what he got out of that.
Yeah, some missed tackles too. I mean, what was going on?
I thought Devin Lloyd had one of his best games. I thought
he played well.
Hamilton struggled in the run game again. He got pushed around. He made a couple plays, but he got pushed around. What about Armstead playing end?
He played 31 snaps in the game, by the way.
Okay, but he got a sack when he was playing down.
The reason he has to play end, Pete, because they only have 3 of them.
Well,
they have Trayvon.
I get it, but isn't he better on the inside?
I think he is, but he wants to play end.
Too bad.
I'm just telling you. And they only have 3, and one of them.
No chance in hell that was happening.
He's going to play end. I mean, that's where he's going to play.
I get it at times, but he played more end than he did tackle, didn't he?
I don't think so.
I think he did. I think he did. And
so
and like, okay, but there's some other guys that like the kid, the 2nd-year player made a couple plays on the outside. You know, the kid from Louisville, 56. What's his name?
Oh, Yasir Abdullah. Yasir Abdullah.
He made a couple plays in the run game. He was physical.
Yeah, but he's the Sam linebacker now. He's not a defense.
I know. And Josh Hines Allen didn't do much.
Trayvon had a couple sacks.
He had a good day. Armstead had a pretty good day against them.
Yeah, Armstead's a good player. Trayvon really had 1 sack. The other was a broken play.
Yeah, the other one, like you don't count them. That he just barely got.
They count. They're in the stats. They count.
They all count.
I got that one too. I fell on them. I mean, come on.
I thought the Dolphins had a good protection plan. They ran a lot of guys at Josh at times. They slid that way quite a bit. And Armstead played well.
Armstead's good. Armstead's a good player.
He's a good player.
His whole thing is he just got to stay on the field. But the rest of that line is suspect. I mean, I thought Walker was solid though. I think he had a pretty good game. I mean, that there is just brute strength.
Yeah,
right
he
there.
just pushed the right tackle down.
I think, if you ask me how the defense played, I thought the defense played good enough to win. If you give up 20 points to that team, that should be good enough to win. Now, where I'm critical is you can't give up. They gave up big plays a couple times, but you kind of expect that with Tyreek Hill on the field. He's hard not to.
Yes.
And Waddle can run too.
My biggest criticism of the defense is, and Doug talked about at his press conference of saying how they did a good job against the run, how Tua had the longest run of the day. But when they had to get a stop in the fourth quarter, what did Miami do? They ran the ball, bled the clock. Mike McDaniel was never trying to do anything, but Mike McDaniel was going to say, we're going to have the ball last. When they got it back with 2:13 left, and we're going to kick a field goal to win it. And they converted a couple third and shorts. They ran it. They bled the clock. They forced the Jaguars to use every one of their timeouts. And so, and Pete, you know this. JP, you know this. It's the same thing I'll say about the offense. Did they run the ball good the first three quarters at times? Absolutely. They had 128 yards. They averaged over 4 yards a carry. That's winning. That's winning. But guess what? When the Jags had to run it, they couldn't. When the Dolphins had to run it, they could.
And their quick throws are an extension of that run game too.
Yeah.
I mean, like they hit one of those passes to get.
I see that, but go to the last drive.
Yeah.
And the ball.
What's the last drive, JP? I mean, what were the runs?
I've got it right here. Stand by on that. I've got the Dolphins.
They weren't grinded out runs.
Achane up the middle for 4 yards on first down to get to the 2-minute warning. Tagovailoa, short pass middle to Waddle for 13. Achane right tackle for -1. Timeout Jaguars. 2nd and 11. Tagovailoa short left. Achane for 10. 3rd and 1. Ingold up the middle for 2. 1st and 10. Wilson up the middle for 1. 2nd and 9. Wilson left tackle for 2. Timeout. Field goal. Ball game.
Yeah, they didn't run the ball very well there, Tony.
They didn't run it well, but I'm saying, but those short passes, when they had to move, I guess my point is when they had to move it, they moved it.
You're correct.
Right.
Yeah.
They won the fourth quarter.
That's my point. You're right. They did not run the ball well at any point. Doug is correct about that. My point was more when you had to get a stop.
Right.
You didn't get it.
Yeah.
When you had two backup defensive tackles on the field in the 3rd and 1. Otherwise, you might have got to stop.
Well, then, we're back in a moment. Plenty ahead. You're not wrong, Pete. We're getting back to the offense when we come back. And some wide receiver play. We'll get into what they did in this game a little later. Second hour, we've got the Fanatics fan questions. We'll keep it real. And we'll get back on the offensive line. And we'll go around the National Football League. That is all ahead. Sign up your furry friend for the Jaguars official 4-legged fan club for pets presented by Forever Vets Animal Hospital. Your pet will receive access to exclusive merchandise, events, and sweepstakes throughout the season. Visit jaguars.com/promotions/4-legged fan club and sign up today. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans.
Navigating the current housing market and figuring out your best move when it comes to a mortgage isn't your full-time job, but it's one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. That's where the experts at Jet Home Loans get into the game and coach you to your ultimate goal of getting not just the right loan, but the perfect loan for you, the home of your dreams. Jet Home Loans works with you all the way, from application to closing, making sure your game plan is perfect. Make the call to Jet Home Loans and let their team join your team to make your dreams take flight. Visit jethl.com.
Brooks Rehabilitation is proud to be the official rehabilitation partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We are here for them, and we are here for you. Ranked #1 physical rehabilitation hospital in Florida by U.S. News and World Report, our playbook is individualized treatment and exceptional care to get you back to living your life. Brooks has cutting-edge technology and therapy solutions in every care setting, treating sports injury, orthopedics, brain, spinal injuries, and more. Go beyond your expectations with Brooks Rehabilitation.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A. member FDIC.
Hey Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with ZipChair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high-quality embroidered Jags logos. Crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a ZipChair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to ZipChair.com and save 20% today. Use code JagsRadio at checkout. ZipChair.com, furniture for fans.
Jacksonville Builders scored big with DL Cabinetry. As the official cabinet supplier of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they offer top quality kitchen and bathroom cabinetry for any project. Enjoy fast turnaround, complimentary design, and great prices. Visit dlcabinetry.com today to learn more and to become a dealer. Limited spots available. DL Cabinetry, the winning choice for builders.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Started off really slow and just getting behind the chains early, whether it was a penalty or a stuffed run or an incompletion on first down. They were all kind of something different, but just didn't seem to get the drives going. And then in those second and longs, we didn't get anything positive in those either. So then you're in third and long, and that's going to happen occasionally, and you got to convert, but you can't rely on doing that time and time again. Defenses in this league are too good, and you got to stay ahead of the chains. And we didn't do that early, and then when we put a good drive together, it seemed like we were rolling, great tempo. And then same thing, we had the turnover, and then after that, it went right back to just kind of, stagnant. Weren't able to move the ball, and we got to be able to put drives together consistently like we did in the first half.
Trevor Lawrence, Jaguars quarterback after the game, and the Jaguars in the second half had one significant drive, 6 plays, 94 yards that ended in a fumble inside the 2-yard line and a touchback. The other 5, oh boy, 3 plays, 5 yards. 3 plays minus 3 yards. The 4 plays and 7 yards, turnover on downs, and then punt to end the game. Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Jet Home Loans from the Hyundai Studios. JP Shadrick with you. The countdown to kickoff is on, and we want to put a little pep in your step with Spirit Week, presented by UF Health. Leading up to the home opener against the Browns, keep your eyes and ears open for cool ways to win big. And for more info, go to jaguars.com/sweepstakes. Tony Boselli, Hall of Famer, and Pete Prisco, CBS Sports senior writer, are with us. There you have the drive chart of the second half. Far from ideal. They got some things done in the first half, though, and Brian Thomas Jr. had 4 catches on the day. Gabe Davis had over 60 yards and had a couple of moments, which was good to see. Some drops from Christian Kirk. Those are a little odd. Now, remember, he's been out for a while. I mean, he didn't play a lot at the end of last, or really at all at the end of last season, but still.
Were his hands hurt?
No,
So,
I don't believe so.
Hold on. I'm going to jump in here real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
To me, a lot's been said, about play calling, this, that, and the other, and Pete's talked about it. Everyone's talked about it. And I'm going to, at the end of the day, this game is about making plays when you have to. And I just listened to Trevor, what he was saying. And my whole point, and Pete and you were right. It's, I said they can, they're running the ball. They didn't run on that last drive. But if you look at the fourth quarter, when the game is in the balance, so they missed the field goal to finish off that third quarter. In the fourth quarter, we go 4 plays. The fourth down is the fourth down play is the first play of the fourth quarter.
Correct. And then the Dolphins missed the field goal.
So the Dolphins get the ball down 3. And this is what I'm talking about, where you have to, like, this is where, and to me, it's about players. And I've said this 1,000 times. I know Pete agrees. It's about Jimmys and Joes, not X's and O's. And this is where guys have to make plays. You got to go find a way to get it done. Yes, coaches have to put you in a good position. No doubt about it.
Well, Tony, okay, in that scenario, the coach put him in an awful situation, and the defense made plays.
We already talked about that. We agree.
No, I'm saying, but the defense rose up there. I mean, that was a big situation for them. And they stopped them.
No, Pete, I'm trying to tell you, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, so now you go to the offensive side.
So now the offense, to start the fourth quarter, or after a minute 14, after that three plays and missed field goal by the Dolphins.
Okay, go ahead.
We go 4 plays and punt.
And read the plays to me.
So we first and 10, short pass in the middle to Ingram for 6 yards.
Okay, so you're 2nd and 4.
ETN 11 for a first down.
That's when he went around the left end.
Yep. Bigsby for 4.
So you're in 2nd and 6.
Bigsby for 1. Trevor Lawrence incomplete pass to Kirk.
That's the drop.
That's a drop.
Right. And that got up to the Dolphins. They were at the Dolphins 47 at that point.
Yeah, he's got to catch that.
Okay, so you got to make a play. So this is my whole point. You got to make plays, because if you catch it there, you get some momentum and you start getting things going. But you don't. So we got to punt it away.
I have a question about this play, this moment, but go ahead.
What'd you say?
I have a question about this moment. It's kind of a side note. They went for it on 4th and 1 from their own 32. Would there even be a thought of going for it here in Dolphins territory at 4th and 5?
If you're going for a 4th and 2 and you backed up, why wouldn't you?
You know?
But the answer to that is not. I mean, he shouldn't have gone for it where he went for it. This would be more. But it's 4th and 5. It's not like it's 4th and 2.
Right.
It's 4th and 5.
Why
not just go for it every time you play a game? Go for every one of them.
And you'd already put the defense in that position.
I'm saying the way JP's putting it out there.
Right. I'm just asking the question, like in theory.
Well, for Brandon Staley too. See where
Here's my point. Now that this is where, if I'm being critical of the defense, okay, you've played great. You've stopped the run. You've been good. You played good football the whole game. Fourth quarter now the game's on the line. Miami gets the ball. HN 6 yards. They start on their own 14. 6-yard run. Incomplete pass. But we jump offside. So it's first down now. Incomplete pass.
It was a PI.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. It's pass interference on. That's right.
I'm reading the same play-by-play you are, Tony. It's the pass interference.
So now you have an incomplete pass to Mostert by Tua. They throw the deep one, 21 yards to Tua. Tua to Hill. Then they get a false start, so they back it up. Now they go Wilson, right tackle for 14 yards. Wilson, right guard for 6 yards. Timeout by Miami. Wilson up the middle for 3 yards. Ingold up the middle for 6 yards, first down. Then they had the penalty by Tyreek Hill, 3 incomplete passes, kick a field goal. But they burned 6:44 off the clock, and they controlled it and went down and tied it up. We come back and go 3 and out again. Then they get the ball back. And yes, did they have great runs? No, but they dinked it, dunked it. They made plays when they had to, and they controlled the ball in the fourth quarter.
And read the 3 and out. Was it a run to Bigsby?
I've got it right here. Bigsby up the middle, no gain on first down. 2nd and 10.
So now you're set behind the hit change. You're behind the change.
2nd and 10. Sack -4. 3rd and 14. Sack -6.
Punt. Yeah. Game over.
But you got to make plays, Pete.
I get it, but you can. The whole idea of coaching is to help them make the plays. If you're the way you're talking, like there's no importance whatsoever. So okay, but who called the plays? Does anybody know?
No idea.
Nope.
It's amazing to me that is such an issue. Just say who the hell's calling the plays. Who called that? Okay, we know Doug made the decision. Who called the run to go wide?
Don't know.
The way I don't really care, but I know you do, Pete. The way I understand it, this is
you don't think it's weird at all that they won't say?
Well, here's how they
trying to get one over on the other team.
No,
I mean, come on.
I think they do it by committee. I think all week, Press and Doug, and the rest of the offensive staff put together their top what they like. They go to Trevor. Trevor kind of gives them what he likes.
Well, that's every team, Tony.
I know that.
Then
they
calls the plays.
Then they build their call sheet. You know this. They have their top 15. Then they have their top 5 in each situation, and basically they're calling it off the sheet. And
isn't play calling a feel?
And then as the game gets going in certain situations, you have a feel for it. But my guess in those situations is Press and Doug talking. What do you like here?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't know.
I know you're probably not wrong, but it makes no sense to me.
I have a question. I have a question about this.
Kevin Gilbride was a great play caller, and he had a feel for it. He had a good feel for it. It wasn't he had it on his sheet. He knew he had a sheet. He knew what plays were there, but once you get into a game, the feel changes. You get a feel for it. That's why there has to be a play caller. There could be suggestions, there could be vetoes, but there has to be a play caller.
I have a question. On the 3rd and short to Bigsby at fullback, if Sheriff doesn't get blown up, do they convert it?
Probably.
If Cam Robinson doesn't whiff at left tackle, do they convert that run wide?
That one, I don't know if they even convert that one.
I don't know.
There was about 8 Dolphins over there, and then when he ran to the other side, there were 12 on the other side too.
So there was probably a decent call on the 3rd down handoff on fullback.
Hey, by the way,
we're not.
You don't know.
I'm not complaining about that call.
By the way, I haven't called that twice on the other drive. Ingle got first downs twice on 3rd and short. Same play.
Yeah.
And by the way, didn't it look like on that play with Etienne, though, there were 8 on one side for Miami, and then 12 other guys chased him down on the other side. Jalen Ramsey went across the field, all the way across the field, and came back and got in on the tackle.
Oh, boy.
But look, I get it, Tony. Players make plays. But back to the play call, and I think you need to establish a play caller. And if there is one, just say who the heck it is. What are they trying to do? Shield Taylor from it? What's the reasoning behind it? If it's Doug won Super Bowls. I got skins. Won a Super Bowl. I got skins on the wall calling plays. You don't need. You know what I mean? You don't need to criticize me. I got a skin on the wall. But somebody needs to be held accountable for the play calls. It's not. Well, we're a committee. We all did it. Okay, then all of you held accountable.
I mean, unless JP knows, but I have not heard any official who's calling plays and who's not. I have no idea.
No.
I mean, that would be if I was covering the team. Every time Doug came to the podium, even if it was after a game, before a game, Friday afternoon, nobody around, make a decision yet on a play caller? You got a play caller yet? They should ask him every time he comes to the podium. Hey, Doug, you make a decision on a play caller yet? Nope. Okay. Well, we're just going to ask until you make a decision. Or tell us.
He's made a decision. Someone called plays.
Okay, so did they ever ask him what's the reasoning behind not letting it out? What's the reasoning behind it?
I don't know. I haven't asked.
You don't think it's weird, Tony?
You've
been around the league a long time. It's weird.
He's hesitating, Pete. He's hesitating, Pete.
I know. I see his look on his face, too.
I was about to say something, and you guys both cut me off. I was trying to think of if I've ever known of a situation where you don't know who's calling plays. And I don't think I can't think of one. I mean, the closest is how Kansas City does Andy Reid and, whoever's the coordinator, whether it was Bieniemy or Nagy now.
Yeah, but Andy Reid's calling the plays. Right. I mean, there's no secret there. We knew that all the time when they tried to prop those guys up. No, Andy Reid's calling the plays.
Hey, we got to come back in a moment. We're up against it here. One more final segment in the first hour. Then coming up, second hour of Jaguars Happy Hour. Fanatics fan questions, keeping it real. All that's ahead. Looking for the MVP of the truck game? You better check out the 2024 Ford F-150. Loaded with impressive capability and game-changing tech, you can dominate work, play, and everything in between. Test drive an F-150 at your local Ford dealer. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans.
We need to define a great deal in today's new home market because the so-called great deals that you find on every corner just aren't the same as the incredible opportunities you'll find with a new Dreamfinders home. How about 2.99% in year one in one of Dreamfinder's 15 communities across North Florida? Now that's a great deal. 2.99% interest rate in year one and a beautiful new Dreamfinders home. Visit dfhsalesevent.com for our largest savings of the year on move-in ready homes. That's dfhsalesevent.com.
Brooks Rehabilitation is proud to be the official rehabilitation partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We are here for them, and we are here for you. Ranked #1 physical rehabilitation hospital in Florida by U.S. News and World Report, our playbook is individualized treatment and exceptional care to get you back to living your life. Brooks has cutting-edge technology and therapy solutions in every care setting, treating sports injury, orthopedics, brain, spinal injuries, and more. Go beyond your expectations with Brooks Rehabilitation.
It's not about how you start the job. It's about finishing what you start. The Ford F-150 truck can help. Get the freedom to choose between available gas, PowerBoost Hybrid, or all-electric powertrains, all delivering the power, capability, and efficiency needed to get the job done right. Just another reason why Ford F-Series is the best-selling truck in America 47 straight years. Ford F-150, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's game time, Jaguars fans, and Publix knows that football is all about pairings. A high-scoring offense paired with a stingy defense. A rocket-armed QB paired with a dynamic wide receiver. And at Publix, you can pair hot deli chicken tenders with savory dips, delicious sub platters with ice-cold beverages, and you can pair these tailgate essentials with an entire parking lot full of Jaguars fans chanting, Duval! Gear up for your tailgate at Publix, the official supermarket of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. Open an EverBank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. EverBank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, EverBank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
I feel like just a turnover margin. I feel like in the NFL you have to understand that you lose a turnover margin, you lose a game. And I just got to be better in that situation for my teammates and for myself. Just understanding the ball is the most important thing, and just hold on to it with two hands, you know. And we won't even sit here, we won't even be talking about, you know, where we're wrong.
Travis Etienne Jr. after the game, fumble inside the 2-yard line, turned into a touchback, turned into an 80-yard touchdown, and started the rally for the Miami Dolphins. And they were a walk-off winner on a field goal in the final gun, 20-17 over the Jaguars. J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco, and Tony Boselli on Jaguars Happy Hour. And with the start of the 2024 season, it's important to remember to always bet responsibly. Set your limits. Never chase your losses. Only bet what you can afford. And always stick to your game plan. To learn more, go to responsibleplay.org. We've seen a lot of swings in the NFL, but I don't know if I remember one in recent memory like that quick from 14-point swing in 2 plays all of a sudden. And the Jags, barely got out of the tailspin at the very end with the lead still somehow. That was a wild one there.
Yeah, that's what turnovers do, though.
Yeah.
I think if you go back and look, the history of the NFL is littered with games that one team has control, big play happens, turnover, whatever it is, and everything flips in an instant, and it's 2 different games. And that was it. It was 2 different games. It was 3 quarters of the Jaguars getting ready to go up 24-7. The Dolphins had 7 points.
Right.
With 2 minutes left in the third.
The game's over right there.
Yeah, I don't think. I think the Dolphins would have been in the tank, done. And 10 seconds later, it's a 3-point game, and all the momentum is on the Dolphins sideline.
I mean, can we talk a little bit about, though, the play that Holland made on that fumble? I mean, that's a heck of a play by him to even punch it and punch at the right spot to get it out.
He's a good football player.
You know, it's funny on the tape, you can see like the offensive linemen go putting their hands up like touchdown behind it. Yeah. And then you see Cam Robinson pointing at the ball coming out. I mean, that's demoralizing and devastating to a team. It just takes the air. They were going home with a win right there. Basically, that's what that is.
I thought that was it right there.
You know, I said that on Twitter, and all the Dolphin fans, I said the fumble was the difference in the game, and they're like, well, that was a forced fumble. It's a forced fumble. It's still a fumble. Whether you force it or knock it out, whether you drop it or whatever, it's a fumble.
Well, and then we got lucky because on the ensuing kickoff, we fumbled again.
Yes, that was part of that vortex. You couldn't get out of it.
It could have got ugly. I mean, really ugly.
Yeah, it's just sometimes when it spirals out of control, nothing you can do about it.
Nope. It just goes, and that's where you need somebody, a unit, somebody to step up. And I mean, I've been in those games before on both sides. I've been when the momentum's flipped to us and can't be stopped, and I've been on the other side where it feels like you're just getting overwhelmed with an avalanche.
Yep.
JP, we went the whole hour without talking about the quarterback. Can you do that?
It's about to change in the second hour. And you know what will make us feel better? Fanatics fan questions. Those are coming up as well.
Oh, I bet.
Hour down, second hour to go. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Navigating the current housing market and figuring out your best move when it comes to a mortgage isn't your full-time job, but it's one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. That's where the experts at Jet Home Loans get into the game and coach you to your ultimate goal of getting not just the right loan, but the perfect loan for you, the home of your dreams. Jet Home Loans works with you all the way, from application to closing, making sure your game plan is perfect. Make the call to Jet Home Loans and let their team join your team to make your dreams take flight. Visit jethl.com.
It's not about how you start the job. It's about finishing what you start. The Ford F-150 truck can help. Get the freedom to choose between available gas, PowerBoost Hybrid, or all-electric powertrains, all delivering the power, capability, and efficiency needed to get the job done right. Just another reason why Ford F-Series is the best-selling truck in America 47 straight years. Ford F-150, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
To aim higher, run faster. It's what elite athletes do. Always strive for better. At UF Health, we have that same DNA. To not just treat a stroke, but to create a fleet of mobile stroke treatment units. To not just do research, but to use AI to save lives with one of the most powerful supercomputers in academia. We believe, like athletes, that human progress has no finish line. UF Health, National Medical Center for Team USA.
If you're facing cancer, you want a dedicated team working for you. At Baptist MD Anderson Cancer Center, we only focus on cancer. And we partner with one of the largest cancer centers in the world. So you'll have a specialized treatment plan created by our experienced and highly trained oncologists and surgeons, collaborating with one of the country's leading cancer centers. Best of all, we're in North Florida, with locations in downtown, Baptist South, and Clay. Appointments at baptistmdanderson.com.
You love free. And at Ameris Bank, so do we. That's why we're proud to offer worry-free, hassle-free Ameris Bank free checking. Manage your money your way with convenient access to digital, mobile, and telephone banking, all with no monthly service fee or minimum balance requirements. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. For more information or to open an account, visit our local bankers in person or online at amerisbank.com/free checking. Other fees such as overdraft fees may apply. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elase, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elase.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
right? You're in the end zone. It's 24-7 at the end of the third, right? And then you're kicking off as opposed to giving them the ball at the 20. You know, we can stand here and play shoulda, woulda, coulda all day long. Bottom line is, you know, we did not do enough to finish the football game. And these are all the things that as coaches and players, you know, we need to fix and get corrected before this week.
Head coach Doug Peterson today. Welcome back to second hour of Jaguars Happy Hour. Glad you're with us. It's presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings before the game, after the game, and during the game. Jaguars Happy Hour on 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube. Glad you're with us and all the mediums today. Media, I suppose. Busy day, of course. Jaguars fall to the Dolphins 20-17 on the final play of the game. Field goal for the Dolphins wins it. But yes, as Doug Peterson said, they're up 17-7, had a chance to be up 24-7 and make it a 3-score game. But a fumble into the end zone, touchback, next play, 80-yard touchdown, got the Dolphins back into it. Jaguars offense was shut down from that point forward and could not get back into the ball game, and the defense couldn't get off the field when it mattered at the very end. So Jaguars have some question marks about some short yardage offense in the game as well. The Jaguars defense overall was pretty good against the run, but again, in the big moment, a big field goal drive, they ran the football effectively, the Dolphins did, and ran out of gas late. Jags could not get off the field in those moments. So now it is on to Cleveland. Well, Cleveland is on to Jacksonville, I suppose. They're coming here to Everbank Stadium this Sunday for the Week 2 matchup. Deshaun Watson, probably no David Njoku. They've got a good defense. We've got plenty of time to get to that football game coming up. Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli are with us. And you know what? This was going into the game on Sunday. A quarterback battle. Both these guys got paid in the offseason. Tua Tagovailoa just over $53 million a year. Trevor Lawrence $55 million a year. Let's go through the numbers, shall we? Tua 23 of 37, 338, a touchdown, 101 rating. Trevor Lawrence 12 of 21, 162 with a touchdown, 97.7 rating. And there you go. Those are the statistics in the game. And we know what happened to the Jags. Late, they ran the ball a bunch, Tony, yes.
AP, interesting. Trevor's QBR was quite a bit higher than Tua's.
And the first half numbers were significantly better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They stopped throwing it.
They ran the ball a bunch second half.
And neither guy has the contract that's coming into town this week from Cleveland.
Neither guy is as bad as that guy either.
He might be one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL.
I mean, here's the thing about, I mentioned the stat about the 8 of 10 on throws over 10 yards for 100 yards and touchdown. Well, and one in the second half. I don't think Trevor ever got into a rhythm at all, and the drop didn't help either, but he never seemed to get in a rhythm in the second half. They looked like they were in the first half at times, and then he never seemed to throw in the football. He never got into a rhythm. And drops will kill the rhythm. You know that.
Drops will kill rhythm, and then not converting third downs kills your rhythm because you're not on the field. To get in a rhythm, you got to stay on the field, Pete. I mean, look at this right here. This is second half. Just in the second half, they had 3 3-and-outs.
Read the play calls on the 3 and outs there. We did a couple of them already, but the earlier ones in the second half.
Let me get to that. Let's see. Let's pull it up here real quick. Got to dig deep here into the play-by-play. This is the third quarter, and the Jaguars had the football first. They right tackle handoff to Bigsby for 2 yards. Second and 8. Lawrence pass short left to Parker Washington, pushed out of bounds for 3 yards. 3rd and 5 coming up, and Lawrence incomplete to Evan Ingram. Punt.
What was that? What was the one throw Lawrence threw to the sideline? Was that one to Ingram, or was that was to somebody else on the sideline? He sailed it over his head about 25 yards or something. What was that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so that was a run. Start with a run, 2 incompletions, punt. Go ahead. Go to the next one.
Next possession for the Jaguars. It's at 9:39, third quarter. Lawrence incomplete, short left to Christian Kirk. 2nd and 10. ETN up the middle, no gain, but a holding call. Anton Harrison moves him back. It's 2nd and 20. ETN up the middle for 7 yards.
That one I couldn't figure out.
3rd and 13.
You got 7 back.
Yeah, so now you're in 3rd and 13.
Yep. And Lawrence incomplete short right.
So then you punt.
Of the first 6 plays, they dropped back and passed 4 times, Pete.
Well, they started the one drive with a run, and then they started the next drive with a pass. Go ahead. Okay, we'll get you. Go ahead. Go to the next drive.
Okay, next
drive.
No, he just said. Well, there was 2. There's a 3rd one.
Well, next drive was the fumble. I'm moving along here. Then we go to the 4th quarter.
90 yards, and then they went 4 plays, 7 yards.
Yeah, then they went the 4 plays and had the turnover on downs. Then they had as you mentioned earlier, the defensive offside. Then it was 1st and 5. ETN for 11. 1st and 10.
What was it? I saw somebody sent me something, and I didn't figure this out. But after the missed field goal, they threw 2 passes or something. The rest of the
but he was sacked twice.
One of them was on 1st down. That 1st down was short middle to Evan Ingram for 6 yards, but it was defensive offside, and they enforced it. So it was 1st and 5. And then ETN ran for 11, 1st and 10. Bigsby left guard for 4.
That's where he had the drop on the sideline.
Yeah.
No. Now that's when Kirk had it on 3rd down. That's right.
Right. Yeah. Here's what all I'm going to put this out there. Look, and Tony, I know you're an offensive lineman. You love to run the ball, and needing to run the ball is fine. I get it. You got to run it when you need to run it. They didn't run it when they needed to run it at all. 3rd down and short, 4th down and short. Didn't run it then. But I look at this weapons, and I look at that quarterback, and I think, God, if they played a little freer and a little looser, what could they do?
How do you do that? What do you mean by that, Pete?
What did Ingram have yesterday? Was Ingram even involved in the game?
He didn't have much.
That's the guy who caught over 100 passes last year. He wasn't even involved in the game.
He had 3 targets.
That's inexcusable.
Pete, they only had 50 plays.
It's inexcusable. Well, if you throw the ball a little more, you'd have more than 50 plays.
Well, maybe not. If you don't convert, if you have drops and don't convert on 3rd down, you get sacked. It's hard.
I think they played in the second half not to lose rather than to win.
I disagree. I don't think they executed in the second half.
Well, they didn't execute, but they didn't have a good plan either.
Pete, they went 6 yards and 94 yards. They went 6 plays, 94 yards.
Right down the field.
Right down the field. Bam, 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 bam.
And then after that, they went home.
They had sacks. They had drops. I mean, it's at the end of the day, players got to make plays.
And I'm not just referencing this game. I'm just referencing
in general. I disagree with you so much in this because it is so easy afterwards to play Monday morning quarterback.
I'm not talking about just about this game. I'm talking about style of play. If you look around those weapons, you have style of play. You can throw it around.
You got to protect.
Well, the right guard is a better protector than he is run blocker. That's a fact. The right tackle was bad in both on Sunday, so he's equally bad.
I just don't. I mean,
I'm not saying you throw it 62 times a game, but there are ways to get. When I got a tight end who caught 100 passes last year and he has 3 targets, something's off there.
Were they doing something defensively to stop him, to cover him up?
I'd have to go look.
I didn't. There wasn't anything to try and dig him. They put Ramsey. I mean, think about this. They had Ramsey on the rookie.
They did.
That tells you how much they respect that kid.
And he blew past him for the long pass interference, by the way.
And you know what? Trevor underthrew that ball.
Yeah.
Because he's ready to. The read is the middle of the field, and he had it, and then he saw him out of his eye.
No, that's not true. The safety jumped the underneath route, and
I thought he still could have thrown it and had him in the middle.
Yeah, but he also made it. Everyone's like,
he made a great play. Oh, he made a great play. He just underthrew it.
They say he underthrew it a little, but he's getting a hit in his face as he's throwing it.
Well, it's still underthrown.
Doesn't matter how it's underthrown; it's still underthrown, I guess.
But the kid was by him, by a couple yards.
Yeah.
He ran by him.
Yeah.
And you know what? And if I'm not mistaken, Ramsey. I got to go back and look at it again. But Ramsey was in off coverage and he ran by him. It wasn't like he pressed him and he ran by him. He ran by him.
So the Jaguars called 25 pass plays and 25 run plays.
Well, they got the balance they wanted.
The Dolphins called 41 pass plays and 25 pass plays. And 25 run plays.
All right, so they're not bad. They're a pass team.
But they are.
But the big difference is they're 8 for 16, I believe, on third down. So they had more plays. They had 65 plays to our 50 plays. Like, you have to stay on the field.
Okay.
You have
or you hit a shot for 80 yards down the field. You get off the field.
Well, that's nice. We hit
or 1 for 60 and you get off the field.
Well, on the 60-yarder they had to punt, Pete. Just so you.
Where do you get? Is there any big plays down the field? What's the longest play for Jacksonville? What was the longest play?
The Jaguars' longest play in the game, Lawrence to Christian Kirk for 30 yards, deep middle, second quarter, 10:09.
And that was I love that play. They put him right in the middle. They ran him right down the seam, and he was wide open. And why not more?
What? Wide open. He got hammered. It was a great throw, great catch. I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. on the PI was what, a 50-yarder?
It's a long pass. Yeah, it was a long play.
That's not wide open. That's wide open.
He's getting hit as he's catching it, Pete.
He's wide open. That's wide open in the NFL. He's guys behind him. Look, play that again. You can't tell me that's not open.
I said he's open.
Right there. He's open the whole time.
I'm saying
that guy falls on him.
It's a great throw and a great catch because, watch, he gets hit right as he catches it.
Right, but he's open.
I didn't say he wasn't open. You made it like wide open was Tyreek Hill when Tua overthrew him.
That was wide open. That there is pretty wide open for the NFL, the one in the middle of the field. This was a great throw. This was a fantastic throw. Somebody asked Doug, did you see it? You saw the press conference. Somebody asked him if he was throwing it away.
Yeah, no. He's like, you're not at practice. See what we see. They designed that, and he threw it to a spot, and Thomas got to the spot in front of Jalen Ramsey again, by the way, but it wasn't on him man-on-man.
And by the way, you know what that route takes a lot of? Time.
Yeah, it was good protection.
Well, that means you could get good protection if you're taking more shots down the field.
Yeah,
throw the damn ball. The guy's got a cannon for an arm. You got playmakers outside. You got a tight end who costs 100 balls. Throw the damn ball more.
I'm not disagreeing with it, but if you want to throw the ball more, you got to convert third down speed.
I would agree with you. Or hit shots for 60
By the way,
yards.
most shots, and if you look at Miami shots, what'd they come off of? Play action pass.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacksonville used more play action pass on Sunday than they did in any game last year, to be honest with you.
And he did the most 29% of snaps were under center, a career high for Trevor. He was 5 of 6 passing in those snaps.
I mean, listen, it comes down to they didn't take advantage of opportunities they had. I thought they had some good field position, could have done a couple things better in the first half. They had drops. Christian Kirk had 2 big ones that would extend the drives. And then obviously the biggest play of the game is ETN fumbling. That's the difference.
The one in the first half on the drop over there was that was brutal. The other one was a little out of his reach. He had to reach for it. The one on the other side was right in his hands.
Pete, I think on the second one, Christian jumped too early. He missed time his jump. You got to run through it and jump.
Yeah. And the one in the first half, that one I can't explain. That was he usually swallows up easy. That was a weird drop for him. But again, what were the targets for each guy, JP? Ingram, you had 3.
I got you right here. I'll go right through all the receivers. Brian Thomas Jr., 4 targets, 4 catches. Gabe Davis, 3 targets, 3 catches. ETN, 3 targets, 2 catches. Christian Kirk, 4 targets, 1 catch. Evan Ingram, 4 targets, 1 catch. Parker Washington, 1 target, 1 catch.
Yeah, you had a big play wide receiver who has 4 targets and 4 catches and draws a 60-yard pass interference penalty or whatever it was. You got to give him the ball more.
We've got plenty ahead. We'll come back and keep it real.
Look at Boselli. He's just shaking his head. Because whenever he starts getting quiet and shaking his head, the answer, you know what it is, JP. He knows I'm right.
He knows what's up. Hey, and guess he won't be quiet for long because we'll keep it real about the offensive line when we come back. The Browns-Jaguars game coming up this Sunday, presented by Everbank. Advantage you. Make the most out of your money at everbank.com/Jaguars and be there when the Jags host the Browns. will celebrate Hispanic heritage and take the field at the bank for the first time during the 30th season of Jaguars football. Lock in your seats at jaguars.com/tickets. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Brooks Rehabilitation is proud to be the official rehabilitation partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We are here for them, and we are here for you. Ranked #1 physical rehabilitation hospital in Florida by U.S. News and World Report, our playbook is individualized treatment and exceptional care to get you back to living your life. Brooks has cutting-edge technology and therapy solutions in every care setting, treating sports injury, orthopedics, brain, spinal injuries, and more. Go beyond your expectations with Brooks Rehabilitation.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbecue.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank NA, member FDIC.
Chelsea here. Tired of those drafty windows and high energy bills? It's time to upgrade with Renewal by Andersen. Right now, during our exclusive sale, you can save big on custom-built, energy-efficient windows and doors designed to keep your home comfortable and secure all year round. Our Fibrex material is 2 times stronger than vinyl, providing superior durability and impact resistance. Plus, with flexible financing options available, there's never been a better time to make a switch. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
If you look at the bottom line, you rush for 128 yards. On paper, great, right? Great, and they played really well. Now, we got to do better in short yardage. We got to do better in 4th and 1. We got to do better in certain areas. But overall, I thought they played physical. They came off the football. We had, I think, a few communication errors that took us off some blocking schemes. All things that we can fix and get better.
Head coach Doug Peterson today discussing the offensive line play and the Jags loss to the Dolphins in Week 1. Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings. And coming up tomorrow, September 10th, 5 to 6 p.m., head to the Publix in Neptune Beach. Ross Madisick, Cam Little, Esezi Otomewo, and Tyler Lacey will be there from the Jaguars for a special appearance as they gear up for the home opener this week. That's the Publix at 630 Atlantic Boulevard in Neptune Beach. Tomorrow, 5 to 6 p.m. for a meet and greet Publix where shopping is a pleasure. It's time now for Keeping It Real, presented by Nobody. We get to offensive line play. Doug Peterson discussing it there. Tony Boselli There were moments, key moments in short yardage that we have discussed in this show already tonight that we know kind of failed the Jags up front. What are you most concerned with after week one on the O-line?
I think it's consistency, play in and play out, and finishing blocks is what I would say. I mean, I do think they did some good things. They averaged 4.9 yards a rush. I think Bigsby was great. ETN had some nice runs as well. And so there were definitely some nice moments. There's no doubt about it. But when the game's on the line, you got to get 3rd and 1. And if your coach is going to call 4th and 1, you got to get that when the game's on the line. And I think it's the consistency of being physical, play in and play out, and just across the board of finishing blocks, whether that's in pass or run. You got to finish. Like, you can't be standing around watching like you bought a ticket and watching the play go by. And I think that would be my biggest criticism. And I think, clean that up, and I think you're going to even see better production out of the offense.
Tony,
it was better.
The first sack of the game, who's responsible for that?
First play of the game, Calais Campbell, the
first
bootleg,
play of
right?
the game.
Yeah.
Is that? It looked like it was a misassignment by Harrison, but I'm not positive. Remember, it looks like.
Oh yeah, it was. So it's a naked bootleg, and so Harrison has the B gap, and Calais is a 3 technique. He's a B gap player,
right.
And in the way that I don't know how Phil Rauscher and Press Taylor are teaching it, but when I played, we had the same concept, and that would have been the right tackle, or if it was going the other way, me as the left tackle. I have that B gap player. I can't just go so flat where I just go across his face, because he's gonna get vertical and he's gonna be right in the quarterback's face.
Right.
I thought it was. I have to pin him.
Right.
He's a B gap player. Like, it's not a hard block, but you got to pin him there, and you got to at least take some steam off of him. That's how we were taught. Maybe they're teaching it different, but watching that play, I said it during the game. I saw it on tape. I think that's Anton Harrison. He's got to pin Calais there. You can't just let Calais come straight up the field.
That was one of the most surprising things about Sunday was Harrison didn't play like I thought he would play.
Well, I thought he had a really good back half of his rookie year.
Yeah,
I really did, and I thought what I saw in camp and then a little bit of preseason, I thought he looked really sharp. I thought last year he was a better pass blocker than run blocker. I thought that his run blocking needed to improve, but I thought it would. I thought he looked bigger and stronger this year. To me, this might be his worst game as a Jaguar.
And by the way, when you talk about his run blocking and people who don't finish, he's guilty of that a lot. He gets on a guy and then doesn't finish and lets the guy come down the line and make a play. I think Sheriff does that sometimes too, because I don't think he's strong enough. I think it's more of an effort with Harrison. One thing we can't say that we've said for like an entire year, the center was actually good. Okay, we haven't said that in a long time. The center was good. He was smart. He's not an overpowering guy, but boy, he's smart. He knows how to play the angles. He knows how to get to the next level. He knows how to get off a guy, when to get off a guy. He knows how to, he can reach. I mean, he did that a couple times. I was impressed with the center, and I think, Tony, you pointed it out this morning too. That I thought the left guard was solid too. He did a nice job.
Yeah, I thought Mitch was very good. I think he does a great job getting the next level. He's always in the right spot. He's not going to overpower a guy over his head, but he's also, he's going to get a stalemate and he's going to stay on him. He's going to press him and make it difficult for that guy to get off the ball. And I thought for the most part, I thought Ezra Cleveland played. He plays hard. He plays physical. I thought he was good too.
Should we just for the sake of it give you the grades real quick?
Give me the PFF grades for the O-line.
Pro Football Focus. Yes.
Okay. Highest rated player was offensive lineman was Mitch Morse.
Yeah, I could have told you that.
Cam Robinson was second.
I would have said Ezra, but okay.
They were close. They were really close. He's right after him.
I would have got the way I would have just watching it. It would have been, and then watching the tape, it would have been Mitch, Ezra, Cam,
Sheriff, and then and that's the way it is. It's except they got it flipped. They got Sheriff had a way low grade, decent pass block grade, bad run block grade, which is what I said, and then Harrison had bad and bad.
Yeah.
Question on the Harrison stuff: were there moments where was there any like running back help in some of the protection things that might have looked like him, or was it just him most of the time?
I don't. You'd have to ask the coaches if
he was in. It looked like some of the ones he got beat on were one-on-one sets. He didn't move his feet like he did last year.
I thought he was flat on his sets opening up, and I thought he didn't finish. Like sometimes he just looked he just kind of pushed Jalen Phillips to go run by.
You know what he did finish on, though? He finished on the 3rd and 1. He finished Sheriff off when he got knocked into the back.
Oh, man.
He finished him. He blocked him pretty well.
Oh, Pete.
So, and I thought coming in, if you'd asked me who their best offensive lineman, I would say Harrison.
Yeah, not after 1 week. But again, one week. The whole league is overreacting to 1 week. It's 1 week.
For Reaction Monday.
Last year, remember the Chiefs' offense was going to be terrible. No playmakers, lost to the Lions. All these questions. They won the Super Bowl.
They did.
Like week one is week one. The most dangerous thing you can do on week one is get too excited or get too down. Now, there's certain teams probably should be pretty down right now.
Carolina.
Yeah, Carolina. I don't think there's any hope.
None. 0.
But they lost their best defensive lineman, best player on the team. But this is a game you lose. You take your lumps. I agree with Pete when he started the show off. They gave it away. It was their game to have. It's unfortunate. You hope it doesn't come back to bite you at the end of the year. But you have 16 more. I mean, clean it up. It's I think this team's talented enough. The question, the biggest question I have is, can they overcome adversity? Because you're going to have it all year.
They had it all back end of last year too,
and they didn't do it.
Yeah. What are they? 1-7? 1-7 in their last 8.
7.
Yes, 1-6 in their last 7. It ain't good.
It's not. That is Keeping It Real, and we're back with Fanatics fan questions. That'll cheer us
Bring
up.
them.
Jaguars Happy Hour is presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game. Looking for the perfect place to host a business trip, corporate group, or social gathering? Look no further than the award-winning Sheraton Jacksonville Hotel, proudly part of the Marriott family of hotels. Centrally located next to the St. John's Town Center off Gate Parkway in JTB, they offer everything you need, whether you're hosting a meeting or just unwinding with friends at the BC Grill and Patio. Discover comfort and convenience like never before. Search Sheraton Jacksonville or call 904-564-4772 today.
It's not about how you start the job. It's about finishing what you start. The Ford F-150 truck can help. Get the freedom to choose between available gas, Power Boost Hybrid, or all-electric powertrains, all delivering the power, capability, and efficiency needed to get the job done right. Just another reason why Ford F-Series is the best-selling truck in America 47 straight years. Ford F-150, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with ZipChair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high-quality embroidered Jags logos. crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a Zip Chair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to zipchair.com and save 20% today. Use code JAGSRadio at checkout. Zipchair.com, furniture for fans.
Jacksonville Builders score big with DL Cabinetry. As the official cabinet supplier of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they offer top quality kitchen and bathroom cabinetry for any project. Enjoy fast turnaround, complimentary design, and great prices. Visit dlcabinetry.com today to learn more and to become a dealer. Limited spots available. DL Cabinetry, the winning choice for builders.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Tough one to deal with, you know, after the game. Obviously today we got to go back through it, but I will say there was a lot of good too that came out of this football game. Things that we can coach and teach and correct and show the guys, you know. So, but yeah, this, you know, games like this are you know, they're always gonna hurt.
Head coach Doug Peterson earlier today, the full press conference at Jaguars.com and Jaguars YouTube. Jaguars Happy Hour continues the second hour each and every week, presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings. Tonight, they had wraps and Chubby-style wings and pretzel bites for our crew on Monday.
Nice.
That is good. That sounds good.
Yes, the wrap was fantastic.
Speaking of eating, Boselli, you never called me to go to dinner. You blew me off.
Oh.
I had a sponsor dinner. Sorry.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I mean, I had something else I had to do anyways, but you.
Oh, Pete!
But I would at least come met you for a
you wouldn't
cocktail.
have. That's a lie.
Where were you staying at?
Lauderdale.
Where though?
I don't know. I can't remember the name of the hotel.
Marriott?
No. Maybe it wasn't a lot. It was 5-10 minutes from the airport. So it was.
Over there. I know where you're at over there by the airport. Where did you go to dinner at?
Prime 112 down in South Beach.
Ooh.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone there.
There's a sizzling up the road for you, Pete. You can.
No, that's a little bit of a hike. But the fact of the matter is, he blew me off.
Yeah.
You blew me off. You couldn't do it.
And I would have come down to the hotel, and I could have come to the hotel and had a drink before you went to dinner.
I was working out before dinner.
There's all these excuses, Pete. He's busy at a sponsor dinner. He's working out.
I didn't hear from Osher or Frank or nobody.
I called your wife, and she said you were busy.
No, you did not.
Pete, if I were there, you would be my first call.
You know, and you know what? JP actually did call me once. I couldn't meet him though. He was on Los Olas tearing it up.
He had the same thing. He was sponsor dinner. Oh my God, I gotta
I don't have sponsors. That's only the big shot. So in other words, he went for the free meal even though he gets a per diem.
Double dipping is what we call that.
That's a pro. That's a pro.
It's a gaming the system. How about that?
Was it a good dinner at Prime?
Oh, outstanding. Jags, yeah, those great sponsors.
Is that the one that it's like a nightclub when you go in there and they have the music playing? What's that one? I've been to that one too on South Beach down there.
KT or STK or something like that?
Yeah, that's what that is.
That one. Yeah, that's different. Yeah. Time now for Fanatics fan questions. Jags fans gear up at Fanatics.com with all the latest Jags styles. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything. We put the cat signal out on X. Here's the best we've come up with today. At Nick Carlberg, do you believe the play calling got too conservative after the ETN fumble? Do you think this is a trend for Doug and Press?
I don't. I know Pete does. I do not. I think it's execution more than play calling.
I think it's a combination of the two. I think it's a combination of that. I think they need to play looser. That's just me. And I'm always going to.
I don't even know what that means, Pete. You always say
throw the football around more than 50-50. Do it like the Dolphins do it. Do it 60-40.
Okay.
Play loose.
Drive the ball down the field. Was the one shot they took down the field, what happened on it?
PI.
Okay.
At JD Groover, you guys think Christian Kirk should get a pass for yesterday? I do. Guy hasn't played in months, 16 and 13. We'll get it together and we'll be fine. No one was going 17-0.
I agree with no one's going 17-0 this year. No, you don't get a pass. You're a professional football player. This is your job. If you step on the field, you're responsible for your performance. And Christian Kirk would tell you that. He's not looking for a pass. No passes.
Oh. No pass. And you could tell Christian, it bothered him when he was in the locker room. I mean, that's not who he is.
No.
That's like Keenan McCardell dropping passes. They don't do it.
Nope.
But the Jaguars have a problem with drop passes over the last 2 years. If I'm not mistaken, 2 years ago, 3 years actually, 2 years ago they led the league in drops. Last year they didn't lead the league, but they were close. And this year they've already started with a couple of drops.
And a bunch early in the season last year, if I remember right.
Well, but they were second. I think they were second or third in the league in drops.
All season, right. Next question. No, it's not. At Vogel_shooting, who's going to step up at the corner position if Tyson Campbell is out for an extended period of time with a hamstring injury? And by the way, this is what Doug Peterson said today, that yes, it could be some time, which is never a positive when he's saying that in a press conference.
Yeah, the fact that he was very clear he's not putting a timetable on when Tyson's back. And one of the reporters, I can't remember who asked the question, said, could he be back for London? And Doug doubled down saying, I'm not putting a timetable on it, which is not good.
And just his reaction on the sideline, like when they showed him on television and he was screaming into his helmet kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, remember last year he missed 6 games with the hamstring.
Yep.
So he got hurt on the play he interfered with him.
Yep.
Yeah, and look, you never want to see a guy hurt, but this is starting to become a problem.
I
mean, he missed time last year. He missed time this year. He missed with a couple injuries. What didn't he? He had the hamstring and something else last year, didn't he?
I thought it was just the hamstring. 6 games last year.
I mean, look, he played well too. I thought.
Yeah, I think Monteric Brown's is my guess is going to be.
That's who went in there when as soon as he went in. In the game, he went out. He went in. They started completing passes over that way a little bit too.
Well, that's what the teams typically go after, the guy who comes in for the starter. And that's kind of what they do. So I mean, could they put Jari and Jones outside?
I think they could. I don't think they will. I don't think they're going to. Then again, the way Deshaun Watson plays, I could cover him.
I don't think they're going to tell us before the game.
Yeah, they might. They probably won't.
I would.
You chalk it up to next to the play caller.
Secrets, Pete. You love secrets. You love secrets.
Well, I knew I had a lot of secrets. Tom had a lot of secrets.
Yeah, it's gonna. It'll be interesting. I mean, like Pete said, I guess this week's a good week to figure out who to have out there, because Deshaun Watson, that passing attack doesn't scare you much. I'll tell you that much.
Oh my God, that was brutal.
It was pretty bad. I got home in time to watch the last quarter and a half.
If it was just one game, whatever. But remember last year how bad he was. He was terrible last year.
Really? Yeah. And you know what? They keep saying they didn't have their 2 tackles. Well, Joe Flacco took them to the playoffs when he didn't have his 2 tackles. They got an extra weapon now with Judy. They didn't have Nick Chubb last year either and went to the playoffs. I mean, he just isn't good. And you know what? Come to think of it, he was kind of overrated when he was with the Texans anyways.
I'll say this. I don't want to say he's overrated, but I would never have given him $240 million fully guaranteed to come play quarterback for me.
No, but I kind of always thought he was a little – I mean, he had that one really good year number-wise, and they were getting a lot – it was the old Blake Bortles got all his garbage numbers because they were bad that year, remember?
Pete, remember this. 6 starts for Deshaun Watson against the Jaguars. He's 6-0. So is he
That
overrated?
changes this week.
Are you gonna lock it?
We're waiting.
Jaguars will win. Lock it.
It's a lock. Wow.
Well, you know what? You know what? I think you got to do a double lock.
Oh, a double lock. I'm staying away from the triple. We know how that went last year.
It's worse. Don't put your bad mojo on it.
After watching that team yesterday, at home in their home opener, they were dreadful. Dreadful.
It was bad.
Got a few more questions to get in. At Jeff Tice Jacks, Cam Robinson whipped on the ill-advised fourth down as well on the first down run and the first sack on the last possession. Is Walker Little really not at least as good as him?
We haven't seen Walker Little play left tackle for a while, so I mean, I wouldn't make a change off of 4th and 1.
No, and he wasn't awful on Sunday. He just
no.
No.
And here's the thing with that 4th and 1. I have no idea what. The only thing I can imagine, he was supposed to reach the guy because they were going that way, and it was almost like he was confused and he didn't know what to do, and he just like had a brain freeze. He just fell down. Like I don't know what he was doing, so I'm not going to make a judgment of benching a guy on that one play.
No, not on one play, but it was bad. But the performance as a whole wasn't as bad as that play.
No.
At Fit Jag Chick, was there a difference in how the Dolphins defense played us in the second half versus the first half?
They covered better.
I mean, they played some two-man. We saw that. I think it just comes down to execution, really. I mean, I'm going to go back. All these questions, I mean, these questions are wildly different if we don't fumble the ball.
Correct.
Because guess what? You go score 24, and it's 24-7, you're probably scoring 31.
The game's over, too. Yeah. It's probably – you're right.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I just –
if my aunt had a mustache, she would have been my uncle.
No, I get that, Pete, but everyone's looking for all these. Like,
then again, we're Italian, so maybe she did have a mustache.
Anyway. You never know.
But you know what I mean? Everyone's looking for, like, what's, like, the magic formula? What happened? You know, this,
I know.
And it's like, we turned the ball over. You didn't execute. You didn't play well in the fourth quarter. You didn't face adversity well. You had a couple drops that would have extended drives. I mean, you lose football games that way.
Well, and Cleveland's coming in saying if Deshaun Watson didn't stink, they might have beat the Cowboys. I mean, you know,
I'll promise you this: they're going to come in here thinking they can win. I promise you that with that defense.
Of course. I mean, Myles Garrett against the tackles. Better help there.
One more question at Craig Ross 962-766. When will Trevor learn to step up and slide in the pocket? And it's tough to compare him to Mahomes, but he's a little shaky with the rush. What do you think of his pocket play?
The one late. I mean, I thought he saw the flash of Jalen Phillips coming. I think he ran up. He should have shuffled a little bit, but even if he shuffles because Cleveland and Cam did not handle the twist very well.
No.
And that guy was going to get there regardless. Now he sped it up. Like I don't think I'm not taking Trevor off the hook. It almost looked like he didn't know what he misread the coverage.
Is that the one where he kind of right at the end he tried to throw it over to ETN in the flat?
No, it was second to last play.
That was what's the one the last play? Wasn't that the one where it looked like he was going to throw it to the flat and then he got sacked? That wasn't open either, by the way.
No, but the play before that, it almost looked like he got confused by the coverage, saw the flash, and was like trying to get out of there because he didn't like what he saw. And he ran into the sack a little bit, but I'm thinking he's getting hit and he might get sacked regardless, even if he tries to step up.
But his pocket presence at times isn't as good as it will be. He's a long strider. That's tough for a long strider in the middle of the muddied pocket. It's hard for him.
There you have it. Fanatics fan questions are in the books. Thank you for the submissions today. There were plenty of them. It was an active day on X. after a Jags.
You know why, JP?
What?
When they lose and they're angry, the questions come way more frequently.
No doubt. One more
I'll tell you
segment
what,
to go. What's that?
Jaguar Nation is not happy at all. Based on the Twitter reaction and then looking at the comments on YouTube during Doug's press conference. My goodness. Some angry folks out there.
We'll go around the NFL. This is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
We need to define a great deal in today's new home market because the so-called great deals that you find on every corner just aren't the same as the incredible opportunities you'll find with a new Dreamfinders home. How about 2.99% in year one in one of Dreamfinders' 15 communities across North Florida? Now that's a great deal. 2.99% interest rate in year one and a beautiful new Dreamfinders home. Visit dfhsalesevent.com for our largest savings of the year on move-in ready homes. That's dfhsalesevent.com.
Chelsea here. Tired of those drafty windows and high energy bills? It's time to upgrade with Renewal by Andersen. Right now, during our exclusive sale, you can save big on custom-built, energy-efficient windows and doors designed to keep your home comfortable and secure all year round. Our Fibrex material is 2 times stronger than vinyl, providing superior durability and impact resistance. Plus, with flexible financing options available, there's never been a better time to make a switch. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation today. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
It's game time, Jaguars fans, and Publix knows that football is all about pairings. A high-scoring offense paired with a stingy defense, a rocket-armed QB paired with a dynamic wide receiver. And at Publix, you can pair hot deli chicken tenders with savory dips, delicious sub-platters with ice-cold beverages, and you can pair these tailgate essentials with an entire parking lot full of Jaguars fans chanting, Duval! Gear up for your tailgate at Publix, the official supermarket of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with Everbank. Open an Everbank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. Everbank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jags fans, are you Duval enough to become the Jaguars 2024 Fan of the Year and earn a trip to Super Bowl 59? Visit NFL.com/Fan of the Year and nominate someone today. If you're watching on Jags YouTube, you can take a screenshot of the QR code and go right to it. Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings. JP Shadrick from the Hyundai Studios at the Miller Electric Center. Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli with us. For 11 years, Dreamfinders Homes has been proud to call themselves the official home builder of the Jags. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all the available inventory, and go Jags. It's time for our look around the National Football League. Chiefs over the Ravens on Thursday. Eagles over the Packers Friday in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And Jordan Love injured his knee on one of the last plays of the game, Pete. Could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, and that's 4 or 6 weeks, probably 6 weeks. That's not a good thing. They got a tough schedule. If they navigate that with 2 wins, they have a chance. If they don't get 2 victories out of that, they're done.
Done already?
Well, think about it. If they're 0-7 or 0-6.
The Lions in the division?
I'll bet you anything you want, Pete. He's out less than 4 weeks.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir.
You know what I mean? Not a real man. I'm just saying.
You think he'll be out less? Well, yeah, probably. But if he were to miss 6 weeks, they'd be in big trouble.
I don't think he does. I think he misses less than 4.
The field was terrible, by the way. That's a disgrace.
Steelers over the Falcons. Justin Fields had to start. Russell Wilson out. Kirk Cousins threw 2 interceptions. The Steelers got it done 18-10.
It was an ugly game. They kicked 6 field goals, but Kirk Cousins was awful. And we thought Kirk Cousins would go in there. He got a good offensive line, wide receivers, tight end, running back, and he was terrible. And Justin Fields actually played okay. Now they have a decision to make. What do you do? Wilson has to go back in, doesn't he? The Steelers traditionally don't get rid of guys for injury.
But is Russell Wilson better than Justin Fields?
No.
I don't think so either.
At least you can get 60 yards rushing from Justin Fields.
He's way younger, way more athletic. I'm surprised Kirk Cousins didn't play better, though.
No, bad.
I didn't see it in the game, but surprised.
Cardinals led the Bills 17-3 at one point, and then they didn't. The Buffalo Bills win at 34-28. Josh Allen with a couple of touchdowns passing and 2 rushing.
Yeah, they got off to a slow start, and then he started getting it going. And one good thing that came out of the game for Buffalo, Greg Rousseau had 3 sacks, and they need him to become a force over there. Von Miller started looking like Von Miller a little bit, too.
How Josh Allen hurt his left hand.
Yeah, he's fine now. He said he's fine.
The Titans led the Bears 17-0.
Hold on,
yes.
JP, real quick on the Bills, because we play them coming up here in 2 weeks.
Yes.
What kind of matchup is that going to be? How are they looking, Pete?
That's a good team. That's a good team. Yeah, that's a good team. They're the same team. You know, they just don't have Diggs. But Coleman had 5 catches. Should have had 6.
Jags beat them last year.
Where's that game at this year? It's up there, is it?
It's up there.
Monday night.
Monday
night
football.
Good luck. Lock that one, Boselli.
It's another lock. Wow.
Hey, it might be. You never know.
I have an idea it's not going to be.
Pete, a lot of things change in the NFL week to week.
It's a week-to-week league, Pete. Titans had a 17-0 lead, and the Bears reeled off 24 straight, including a game-winning interception return with 7.5 to play. 24-17 Bears.
You want to talk about one of the most vile, disgusting games I've ever seen in my life? That was it. I mean, Caleb Williams couldn't hit anybody. Will Levis, after he threw 1 touchdown, couldn't hit anybody. They were both getting maimed by the rushers. The offensive lines had problems. The interception was stupidity. They had a punt block for a touchdown. It was disgusting. The entire game was disgusting.
Didn't Chicago score all their points off defense and special teams?
Yes. Block punt return, 3 field goals, and an interception return.
Had a kickoff, and they gave away points on a kickoff fumble. It was gross.
How is Caleb going to be long term? Is
it? The accuracy was bad. They both quarterbacks played awful, but Tony, it goes back to what we always say: the offensive line play in the NFL is awful.
Patriots over the Bengals and an upset, 16-10. Joe Burrow only 164 yards on 21 of 29 passing in the game. Weird.
And Chase made a couple catches, but I guess he had food poisoning even though he decided at the last minute to play, and they didn't have Higgins. That's a different offense when those guys aren't together on the field.
What's with the Bengals, Pete? They start slow every year. All
the time. But some of it's been injuries too.
Yeah.
Texans over the Colts 29-27. Of course, the Saints over Carolina 47-10. Yikes.
That team is awful.
So bad.
They blew it. They blew the quarterback pick. No question about it.
Minnesota over the Giants 28-6. Sam Darnold, a couple touchdown passes. Jones with a touchdown.
And now everybody, he's resurrected his career. He resurrected his career. I mean, has he? We'll see. Let it play out. I mean, we rushed.
One week.
I know. We rushed the judgment so much, man. It's amazing. Giants are bad, by the way.
Yeah, not good. Chargers over the Raiders 22-10. Jim Harbaugh gets the win, his first game. Seattle over Denver 26-20. Of course, we mentioned Dallas over Cleveland. Deshaun looked terrible. Tampa Bay over Washington 37-20. And then the overtime game last night, Detroit over L.A., the Rams 26-20. Great game.
That was a great game last night.
It really was, and they supposedly fixed their secondary and then gave up 300 yards to Stafford without Puka Nacua. I mean, the Lions got to be concerned about that a little bit. And the Rams were banged up on the offensive line. And what are they down to, like, their final 5 guys, I think?
Yeah, they had their, like, 3rd and 4th tackle out there. Oof. Matthew Stafford is an absolute stud.
He really is.
He was great in the fourth quarter. It was unbelievable in the fourth quarter, some of those throws.
So fun to watch.
But then Tony was probably so excited watching the Lions run it and run it and run it and run it to the touchdown to win it.
That overtime when basically they said, we're going to run it right down your throats, and they couldn't stop him. I loved every bit of it. And Penei Sewell is one of the best players in the NFL.
He's great.
There you have it. A look around the NFL. One more game left on Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers has won 10 consecutive Monday Night Football appearances, and after recovering from a torn Achilles in the opener a season ago, he'll lead the New York Jets across the country to face Brock Purdy, the versatile Christian McCaffrey, and the San Francisco 49ers. Levi's Stadium, Santa Clara, the site. Who you got tonight?
49ers in a close one for me. I think it'll be close. I think these are 2 really good defenses. Here's my concern with the 49ers. McCaffrey's calf has kept them out of a bunch of stuff. That thing can go at any moment, so I'm a little worried about them. He's supposed to play, yeah, but I'll take the Niners.
No Reddick for the Jets defensive end.
Holding out.
Yeah.
Holding out. I like the Niners at home.
It'll be close, though. Rodgers' record against the Niners is pretty darn good.
Well, because he's still mad that they didn't pick him number 1 overall when they took Alex Smith.
I think he's got 11 touchdown passes and 2 picks against Kyle Shanahan Niners teams. I mean, he's played well against them.
It's gonna be a good game. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. It's gonna be violent. It's gonna be one of those violent games.
There you have it. Monday Night Football tonight. Couple minutes left in the program. And how you feeling about this week coming up?
Yeah, Pete, what do you think about
Brock? I look, what I saw from the Browns, and they're a better team than they showed, but the quarterback really, I mean, has he shown anything in 13 games with that team? 13. He's played 13 games, and he gives them no hope. Well, I mean, he's throwing balls to the sideline. Did you see he went to help the offensive lineman up, and he took his hand away? I mean, that's never a good sign.
Pete, and this is small, but like the games, like you got to have it. They go for it on 4th down. And he's running around, and he could have lobbed it down the field, like let his guy try to make a play, and he just takes a sack.
Right. Football instincts. That's
what,
just, I don't know. He
what
looks,
was that?
I don't know. It's almost like he got paid. He doesn't care. That's what it looks like.
They owe him another $168 million.
You know, there's people in Cleveland already clamoring for Jameis Winston, if you can believe that.
Wow.
I'll say based on what I've seen in 13 games of him of a Brown, I think they have a better chance of winning with Jameis Winston.
Yes, I would agree with you.
By the way, the stats, he's 8-5 as a starter in 13 games in Cleveland, and 15 touchdowns, 11 picks for Deshaun.
It just hasn't been good. And he was awful on Sunday. Now, they were down their starting tackles. But they were down their starting tackles for much of last year, too.
Will the tackles be back this week?
Well, Conklin was closer to playing than Wills was. And so I think he might be back. I'm not sure Wills will be back. But if they are, they're still dinged up bad. I mean, they've been banged up all summer. And Conklin's coming back in major knee surgery, remember?
Yep.
And so defensively, they weren't great either, by the way.
There you have it. Hey, there's 16 more to go, guys.
A lot of football.
Maybe they won't choke one away next week.
That's Pete Prisco.
We locked it. They're winning.
They are winning. We double locked it. We didn't let JP get on the train either.
I'm out on the locks. Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli. I'm JP Shadrick. Our thanks to Joe Fortunato, Brent Reaver, David Cho, and our entire crew. This is JP Shadrick saying good night. It's Jaguars Happy Hour.